Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about topic scope of statistics. As you all know, we have already discussed about the definition of statistics so far and the definition of various definition of economics as like given by Adam Smith, Alfred Marshall, and then Lionel Robbins and Paul Samuelson. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about scope of statistics and functions of statistics. So in this case, in the case of scope of statistics, as we have already discussed about the definition of statistics in my previous class through Google Meet. So today we will just recall those definitions, and in the scope of statistics as well we will make use of those definitions. Okay, like earlier statistics was simply known as it was limited to the collection of data only, and through those data collection we used to know about the economic and social conditions of various people living in various parts of the country. Okay, so previously or at earlier times, initially statistics was limited only to collection of data, and as we have already discussed, in plural definition of statistics we find that it is also known as collection of data or collection of numerical facts. Statistics is known as collection of numerical facts or collection of data. So in the scope of statistics also, in earlier days statistics was only limited to collection of data. Okay, later on over the time the scope of statistics has broadened, has become wider. Okay, wider or broader in the sense that it has now become a separate subject. So it is now being treated as a subject, separate subject. Earlier it was treated only as a tool for collection of data, but now it is being treated as a different separate subject. Okay, and in this subject we not only deal with collection but also with organization, okay, presentation, okay, collection, organization, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of data. So it has now become a complete subject where we know about how to collect data, how to organize it, how to present it, how to analyze it, and how to draw conclusion out of it. Okay, now next, in the present time statistics also includes all types of quantitative analysis. So all type of quantitative analysis related to the data, related to the numerical data. So numerical data analysis is completely done through the subject statistics nowadays. Statistics is different from mathematics in the sense that statistics deals with numerical data and its analysis. Okay, in mathematics we not only deal with numerical data, okay, we have various other branch which we deal with in mathematics, but in statistics we mainly deal with numerical data and how to collect, organize, present, analyze, and interpret those data. Okay, now what are the functions of statistics? What are the functions of statistics? The first function of statistics is to simplify complex facts. So simplify the difficult facts. Complex means difficult facts. Like if I give you an example of, let's say, the marks scored in exams. Okay, marks scored in exams. Okay, let's say in your 10th board. Okay, the marks which you have scored in your 10th board. Okay, let's say you have 5 subjects. Okay, now all the students who have 5 subjects, they might have scored various marks in English, and then in Hindi, then maths, then science, and social science, yeah, social studies. Okay, so you may have scored various different marks in different subjects, but when we are to make a comparison, when we have to make a comparison between the students or among the students, let's say of our school with any other school, or within our school also, from one student to another school student, how do we compare them? We compare them with one particular marks, and that marks is known as your percentage marks, a percentage or average marks. So it simplifies the complex facts. The average marks gives us an idea about, on an average, how much you have scored in all the subjects, though it may be different from what you have actually scored in all the subjects. But what we tend to understand is, let's say if one student, let's say student A is scoring 85% and student B is scoring, let's say 90%, then we tend to believe that this student B is brilliant than student A. So this conclusion we draw by simply looking at one statistics, that is the average. So this is how the statistics simplify the complex facts. Like you may hear many commentators in cricket match, many commentators comparing, okay, the great batsmen of previous time like Sunil Gavaskar, okay, with Sachin Tendulkar, and nowadays with Virat Kohli. Okay, here also you see that when they are comparing, okay, they try to keep one simple fact with them, one simple average with them, that is the average runs scored by this batsman. Okay, you will see the statistics when the batsmen come to the pitch. You will see that the statistics is being shown of the batsman. Okay, and there you will see the averages of batsmen, like how much was the average of Sunil Gavaskar, how much was the average of Sachin Tendulkar, and how much is the average of Virat Kohli. So average makes us quite easier to make the comparisons. So this is how it simplify the complex facts. Sachin Tendulkar might have played more matches than Sunil Gavaskar and Virat Kohli, but when we bring the averages together, then we can easily compare it irrespective of how many matches they have played. Similarly, in terms of examination also, some boards may have more than 5 subjects, some boards may have only 5 subjects, some boards may have 10 subjects. But when we calculate the average marks or the percentage marks, then it simplifies the thing. It makes us easier to make the comparison and just take one percentage, that is the total, that is the average marks scored in all the subjects, and based on that we try to analyze which student is brilliant or which student did not perform well in the exam. Okay, now the okay, second thing is to present facts in definite form. So here we will present the facts in numerical and definite form. Numerical and definite form. Let me give you one more example here. Let's say that if a speaker comes to the dais, okay, if a speaker comes to the dais or stage, okay, or stage, and proclaims or start giving his lecture or speech, and he says that, okay, India used to be very poor at the time of independence, and now India has become comparatively very rich country. India was very underdeveloped, poverty was very high in 1970s 60s, and now the poverty is very poverty is controlled, poverty is less, people did not used to go to schools. Now we see that the literacy rate of India is very high. If someone is speaking like that from the giving speech from the stage, okay, and just telling it as a story without any facts, and the second speaker comes up in the stage, okay, and second is speaker gives us the numerical facts also. Let's say the literacy rate of India in 1950 was 22%, okay, and now it has improved to 79% in 2011, let's say. Okay, and each and every facts the person is giving, then obviously you tend to believe more on the second speaker because he is speaking with the facts and with the numerical facts, actual facts. Like in news channels, okay, at the earlier stage of COVID-19, we see that every day the statistics used to come, data used to come, like this many people got infected, this many people has been recovered, and this many people have died. So this gives us an actual figure, and we will believe that figure more. We cannot believe anything and anyone and anyone who is just saying that in India many people have died because of COVID-19. If someone says that, then we will not believe them because they don't have any numerical facts. They cannot present any numerical facts. So statistics gives us that facts. So with that facts we can easily compare, or we can easily draw a conclusion. Like if we say that this student is brilliant than this one, so we have to prove it. So how will we prove it? We will prove it by taking tests, and whatever marks they have scored, depending on that marks we will show that okay, this student is performing well than the second student. Okay, so this is how statistics play an important role, okay, in presenting facts in a definite form, that is in a numerical form, okay, with a concrete data, definite data. Okay, next, to make comparison of facts, as I have been pressing on this already, as I have been focusing on this comparison already, I have already given you an example of 85% and 90% thing. We see that countries are being compared in terms of GDP. GDP is also numerical fact, yeah, numerical data. Okay, so it is very much easier to compare using statistics, using data. Okay, without data the comparison becomes difficult. We can lamely say that okay, Bangladesh is underdeveloped than India, okay, Nepal is underdeveloped than India. But what is the fact on the basis of which you are saying that? Okay, you need to have a fact, and that fact will be given by GDP growth, or GDP, or the GDP growth in the last 10 years. Or even if we are comparing right now, the statistics is being used a lot in case of COVID-19 also. We see that when we make comparison of India with other countries, how do we make comparison? We make comparison on the basis of how many people have been infected by COVID-19, how many have been recovered, how many have died. That's the reason why we see in the news channel that in India the death rate is less than other countries. Okay, so death rate gives us that security that okay, India is doing fine as far as death is concerned. But right now India is second in the number of COVID-19 patients. Okay, number of COVID-19 infected, India is now second. Earlier, India used to be in 10th, 8th, 7th. Then slowly, India became second. Just 2 days back, India became second. So, how do we make this comparison? We make this comparison based on the facts that how many people have been infected by COVID-19. So, that is the fact, that is the data. And we make that comparison with Brazil, we make that comparison with the USA, we make that comparison with the UK, we make that comparison with Spain, etc. And then we rank them. So India is second in that list right now. But as far as death rate is concerned, India is doing very well. And the recovery rate is very high in India. So until and unless we get that number, until and unless we have a recovery rate number, until and unless we have a death rate number, how will we make the comparison? Because the population are very different. The size of population is different in Spain than in India. But still, if we have a numerical fact with us, then we can easily compare. Okay, so making comparison becomes much easier with the help of statistics. Okay, next, to facilitate planning and policy formulation. Now see, once we know that there is 10% poverty in India, okay, or let's say there is 30% poverty in India. Then once this statistics is known, once this figure is known by the government, now the government will frame a policy to target this 30% poor people. Okay, they will plan accordingly based on this data. Okay, and once they plan and once they implement those plans, then after 5 years or 4 years, or it may be even after 1 year, again the data will be collected. Again it will be seen whether the 30% poverty has been reduced to 25% or not. If it has not been reduced, then we can say that that particular plan which was implemented, that particular solution to the poverty problem that was implemented by the government is not working properly. So the government have to change the policy in order to reduce the poverty. So it very much helps the government in making planning and policy formulation. Not only government but also the companies, private companies, or even the private institutions. When you have those data with you, like in our system in KVS, you will see that every year we see the passing percentage. Okay, we see the passing percentage in board exams, may it be class 10 board or may it be class 12 board. And if our passing percentage is going down, then we tend to believe that okay, our performance is not good. And if our passing percentage is rising year after every year, then we can sit back and relax a bit as our performance is improving. It's the same with other private companies also. Private companies will also have different averages, have different analysis. So what they do is they will try to figure out how much their sales have increased this year or this quarter in 3 months time, how much of profit they are earning, what amount of profit has increased or decreased. Okay, whether profit has increased or decreased, or whether they are going through losses continuously. So they try to figure it out, and once they figure it out, they try to find a solution of it. And when they implement those solutions, again after few month or after few years, they try to analyze it again and try to find out whether the policy which they have framed and whether the policy that they have implemented is working or not. Okay, whether it is working or not, they try to figure it out, and again they will make use of statistics here again. This is why the statistics is one of the major subjects right now. It has its scope everywhere, it has its uses everywhere, right from the field of literature to the field of science. Everywhere you'll find statistics being implemented everywhere. Okay, because what is the reason? Because it helps in planning and policy formulation. How does it help in planning? Through concrete data, the government or the companies get that feedback. Okay, we are doing poorly in this particular category, we are doing very good in this category, so we have to focus in those portions where we are very poor, and we will try to improve more on those sector which we are doing very well. Okay, next, to help in forecasting. Forecasting means to predict about future, predict about future, but with facts, proper facts. Okay, it's not like a soothsayer predicting about your future, okay, based on the planets position and all. It's not like that. Forecasting means it has some proper way of forecasting. The proper facts are kept together, and based on that facts, your future will be forecasted. Like say weather forecasting is there. Okay, how do they do the weather forecasting? You may have seen that weather departments, okay, weather forecasting departments, they forecast the weather. Like say recently they have forecasted that for next 3 days there will be heavy rainfall in Chhindwara district, and what have we found? Almost the same day which they are forecasted, right from next 24 hours or next 48 hours there will be heavy rainfall. Then we have seen that actually there was heavy rainfall for the next 2 days. Sometimes this forecasting may get wrong, It may be because of many other factors, but most of the time forecasting, whether it be weather forecasting, whether it be forecasting related to the market, okay, most of the time, because it is based on the proper facts, most of the time 80 to 90% it is correct. Okay, and soothsayers future uh, uh, prediction may or may not be correct, and if it is correct, then fine, you will believe in that. If it is not correct, then you will see that there was something wrong on your side, maybe on your kundali. So because of that, okay, the future teller could not tell you the future. But forecasting is very much proper, it has some logic. Okay, it is very much logical, it has some previous facts with them, and based on those previous facts they try to predict the future. Okay, that is the reason why statistics here, because you need much more data over here to forecast. So that's the reason why statistics is also helpful in forecasting. In every type of forecasting, statistics is very much helpful. Okay, so I hope you have understood the two topics, that is what we have learned today, that is scope of statistics and functions of statistics. Okay, you'll go through it in your book once again, and you will go through the video properly. Okay, and in our next class we will continue with our next topic. Okay, that is importance of statistics in economics, and after that we will discuss about limitations of statistics. Hope you all have understood this. If you don't understand this, then let me know. Okay, I'll explain to you personally. And thank you very much.